Well, I'm being accused of making up the story about David and Kathy, my friends from Watchtower Farms that were sent out into the field supposedly because the need is great out there for special pioneers. The fact is, the report came out that the Awake magazines were going to be cut in half, and only one was going to be distributed per month instead of two. In North America, all the magazines were being printed at Watchtower Farms in Wallkill, New York, 1 mile from the hall that I was in. So I began telling the friends to brace themselves for some cuts over at Watchtower Farms. And I was basically told to shut up because I was scaring the majority of Bethelites that were in my hall. The hall that I was in was comprised of mostly Bethelites. So telling them they were going to be being sent out, basically cut off from mama's boobies, was a pretty scary thing for them. The Watchtower Society Faithful and Discreet Slave class came out with this propaganda that they had a need out in the field for special pioneers, and that's why they were going to be sending some out. And this followed everything I had been telling the friends about some being sent out. So of course, the majority that I spoke to slid past the reality of what was really going on, and they chose to believe that lie that there were some needed out in the field. Well, anyway, then the report came out that they were going to now have a public edition Watchtower, 1 per month instead of 2 that the public had been consuming before this. Now they were going to have 1 for public consumption, and then they were going to have a special members-only private edition that only those who were members or those who were showing they were progressing along in the recruitment process would be entitled to have. So I knew again there were going to be more that were going to be sent out. Now this is basic supply and demand economics that some of us were taught in high school. Not all of us took high school economics, but I did. And in realizing they were going to be cutting the distribution, it's only natural then they wouldn't need the manpower. So of course then some would be sent out. Unfortunately, two were my friends David and Kathy. Now, I have no need to make this up. What I would suggest to any that are accusing me of this, to ask yourself this question. If you were to suddenly see something totally bizarre within this arrangement that you choose to follow, and you knew deep down something was severely wrong with it, would you be able to face this reality head on and suffer the penalty of losing all your loved ones as a result? Would you be able to do that? Well, this is a question you should ask yourself before you accuse me of lying. I have no reason to make this up about David and Kathy. I have no reason to make up anything that I'm telling you in any of the videos I'm making. So, please think about that before you reply to me in a negative way. Can you drink from the cup that I drank from?